What if one Formula One team has already built an engine so powerful, the FIA might step in and ban it before 2026 even begins? Behind the scenes, the governing body has admitted that some manufacturers are refusing to hand over full data, keeping their developments locked away in total secrecy. And in Formula One, secrecy usually means one thing: someone believes they've cracked the code. But who is it? Could it be Mercedes, quietly preparing a rocket ship while lining up long-term deals for their drivers? Is it Ferrari, chaotic on the surface but secretly building something dangerous for 2026? Or maybe even Red Bull, who for once are sounding less confident than ever. Today, we're diving into the rumors, controversies, and hidden battles shaping the future of Formula One, and why the fight for 2026 might already be decided before a single lap is raced. The FIA recently admitted something unusual. Not every team is being transparent about their 2026 power unit progress. Some manufacturers share their simulations and open dialogue, while others guard their work like state secrets. And that silence is fueling speculation. Because in Formula One, when a team hides information, it's not because they're failing. It's usually because they think they found an advantage worth protecting. If the FIA sees too much, regulations could shift overnight to shut them down. So the real question becomes, which team is so confident that they'd rather play dumb than risk revealing the monster they're building? For many insiders, the obvious suspect is Mercedes. Their power units have defined eras before, and rumors suggest they've been making incredible strides for 2026. The advantage? Mercedes engines won't just power their own cars. They'll supply Williams, McLaren, and now even Alpine, after the French team closed its own division. That means if Mercedes nails its design, a massive chunk of the grid will benefit, giving them control over F1's competitive balance. Toto Wolff has already tied George Russell's long-term future to the team. But curiously, Russell's new contract hasn't been officially confirmed. Some say that's because the team is waiting to see just how dominant their engine will be before deciding the exact terms of their future lineup. If secrecy equals confidence, then Mercedes may be sitting on something explosive. Red Bull, on the other hand, has shown the opposite behavior. Normally, one of the most secretive operations in the paddock, they've been openly voicing concerns about the 2026 regulations. Reports suggest they're worried about drivers being forced to downshift on straights just to keep power flowing, something that would expose major flaws in their own unit. For Red Bull to be this vocal is unusual, and it's led to speculation that their new Red Bull Powertrains project may not be delivering the results they hoped for. With Honda officially separating after 2025, Red Bull could be heading into the new era weaker than expected. And if that's true, the team that's dominated modern F1 might suddenly find itself scrambling to keep up. Ferrari's story is even more dramatic. Publicly, team boss Fred Vasseur insists everything is under control. Privately, there were heavy rumors around the Canadian Grand Prix that he was on the verge of being fired. Italian media outlets even suggested that Ferrari's top brass themselves leaked those stories, testing the waters for a potential replacement. At the same time, Lewis Hamilton is said to be growing increasingly frustrated, telling the team that their way isn't working and urging them to follow his input. The problem? Ferrari has never been great at listening to its drivers, and history suggests internal politics can sink them faster than any rival car. But here's the twist. Ferrari is also rumored to be one of the secretive manufacturers with the FIA. That means that while chaos dominates the headlines, they might actually be quietly cooking up something extraordinary for 2026. Is their silence a sign of weakness or of strength? While the spotlight shines on the big three, the smaller players are fighting their own battles. Alpine has shut down its power unit program entirely, choosing instead to run Mercedes engines from 2026. It's a humiliating retreat for the French team, but it may be their only chance to survive. Haas, meanwhile, is chasing short-term money instead of long-term competitiveness. They're focused on finishing higher in the Constructors' Championship this year, even at the cost of next season's car. Their planned US Grand Prix upgrade is proof. They're gambling on prize money now rather than investing in the future. And then there are the newcomers, Audi and Cadillac. Expectations are low, but history has shown that underdogs can surprise. Remember Braun GP in 2009? Nobody thought they would dominate. Could we see a repeat in 2026? It's not just the cars. F1 itself is in a financial arms race. Take Malaysia, for example. The Sepang Grand Prix has long wanted to return to the calendar, but the price tag is staggering. nearly 70 million euros just to host the race. For independent tracks without government backing, it's an impossible sum. Meanwhile, cities like Madrid are throwing around huge amounts of public money to secure their own slots, regardless of whether it makes financial sense. It's the same story as with engines. The ones with the deepest pockets shape the sport, while smaller players are left hoping for scraps. The chaos isn't limited to cars and calendars. The drivers are playing their own high-stakes game. George Russell's new Mercedes contract remains unannounced, fueling speculation that his future is being tied directly to Mercedes' engine progress. Pierre Gasly, meanwhile, insists his time will come, even as Alpine collapses around him. He's quietly putting himself in the shop window, ready to jump if another team needs a proven race winner. And then there's Red Bull's Helmut Marko, defending his brutal driver churn. He claims that 95% of the drivers they've cut went on to race professionally elsewhere, as if that makes Red Bull's ruthless system justified. Fans aren't convinced, and the debate rages on. Are Red Bull making champions, or just chewing up talent for the sake of Verstappen? At the center of it all is the 2026 regulation reset. The new hybrid split, 50% combustion, 50% electric, creates unprecedented challenges. Batteries can't sustain a full race, so recharging strategies will make or break entire teams. To prevent bizarre on-track behavior, like cars suddenly slowing on straights, the FIA is rewriting rules, even now, fine-tuning deployment limits circuit by circuit. It's a massive unknown. On paper, Mercedes look like the favorites. Ferrari are wrapped in mystery. Red Bull are less confident than ever. And the outsiders are waiting for one chance to shock the world. But here's the truth. No one outside the factories knows for sure. And that's what makes the 2026 showdown so fascinating. So, who's really hiding the most dangerous engine in Formula One? Is it Mercedes quietly plotting another era of domination? Ferrari, chaotic in public but quietly armed with a secret weapon? Or is Red Bull's unusual openness the biggest red flag of all? Right now, the only certainty is that secrecy always hides something big. And when the lights go out in 2026, we'll finally learn who's been bluffing and who's been building a monster.